Welcome, welcome, welcome! This is our second episode of A Guide to Poor Parenting, a podcast where me, Jason, and my best friend
Jennifer
have a few drinks and
talk shit about our kids.
Oh, and we got a lot of shit to talk. Well, welcome back, Jennifer. How did you feel that first episode went?
I think it went good. Besides the dog making lots of noises.
Oh, God, it sounded like she was licking all the vaginas in the house. So like we said earlier, I am Jason. I am an adoptive father of 2 children, and I have 2 grandchildren. And my beautiful co-host, Jennifer, who is...
I have 1 child, and that's enough for me. I definitely don't need no grandbabies.
Not yet.
No, not for a long time.
It's 5 more years, honey?
No.
He's
30 more years.
He's 10, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay, so as we said in the intro, this podcast is where Jennifer and I are going to have a few drinks and talk shit about our kids. Jennifer, you want to talk about what we're drinking today?
Yes, we are drinking one of my favorite wines. It is a wine in a box, but I don't care. It is the Nighthawk Black Cabernet Sauvignon. It is a bourbon barrel wine that is fantastic, and we get it at Kroger's.
Yes.
So, $19 a box, has like 4 bottles in it, and lasts us one night.
Well, only if we have our friends over.
That's very true.
I think we were at Costco, and I was like, oh, I want to try this box wine, because like we would open bottles of wine, and a lot of times we'd have extra, and it would go bad, because we don't drink them quickly enough. So I was like, let's try the box wine, and I found a Cabernet at Costco. It wasn't bad. I liked it. It's kind of a generic wine. It was drinkable.
Very much so.
And then we were at Kroger's one day because Jennifer and Zane and I, so my husband Zane and I will go grocery shopping. Jennifer, and one day she was like, "Can I come with you?" Because she apparently hates shopping.
Yes, for anything. And then my son is a very bad shopper as well. So
Mom, can I have this, Mom?
Yeah. So I leave him at the house with Jason's son. And then he leaves his granddaughter, and we all 3 go shopping together. And it's pretty funny because the baggers and the cashiers at Kroger knows us.
Yes. We're still trying to figure out what they think our relationship is.
I think they think we're a throuple, to be honest.
Hey, you know what? If Zane ever passes girl, that pussy's mine.
No. Sorry, love you, but no.
I wouldn't even know what to do with it.
Right?
So I want to have a quick little sippy poo of my wine because I'm feeling it.
Yes. Well, we are doing back-to-back episodes, so we have our
Jennifer,
whiskey before.
Don't ruin the movie magic of podcasting.
Well, I mean, they need to know that you're a little tipsy right now, so
Yes. So for our listening audience, we tend to record multiple episodes in a row. So some episodes we're stone cold sober at the beginning, and since I am a 6'3", 250-pound lightweight by the beginning of the second podcast, I'm usually a little tipsy, and we were enjoying some very fabulous whiskey the last episode.
Yes, we were.
Thank you for that. I think it was a birthday present that we said?
No.
No?
My friend had it at his wedding.
Oh, okay.
And it's always sold in Tennessee, so I had another friend pick it up since she lives in Tennessee, and she brought it to me.
Nice.
And it's really good. It's Guidance whiskey, and it's really good. I like it
was.
A lot.
And we had probably about 3, I don't know, I was very generous pour that first one, so my husband was setting up photos for the Instagram and poured a very healthy pour of the bourbon barrel wine, and I was like, honey, not where people are around.
Well, he just wanted to get my glass. I stole it from your house. It has "fuck your fears" on it, and that just became my glass.
That's true.
I don't know why. I just took it and was like, "It's mine."
I think did you buy it or
no, it was yours,
okay.
and I just took it and said, "This is my glass." Yeah.
We got it at Home Goods.
Come on, unpaid sponsorships. All right, so this is episode 2 of A Guide to Poor Parenting. And this time, so the first couple episodes we decided we would just to give our listening audience, the friends of the pod, a little background on Jennifer and I's journey into journey into podcasting.
Yes, well, that as well, since it's our second episode. But to parenthood is
yes.
what you were trying to say.
Thank you, my dear. So last time we talked about Jennifer's hectic and slightly insane path into parenthood with her adorable 10-year-old son, Wesley.
Sometimes.
Occasionally. So this time, we're going to be talking about...
your journey.
I know, me and my beautiful husband who's hovering around Jennifer's backside.
And annoying me immensely because he knows I don't like anyone behind me. So we're going to talk about y'all's journey into parenthood today. We spoke a little bit about you guys getting married and about the kids and such, but I know you want to give a little bit more in depth since the first one was a little bit more about me. So now it's your turn to talk.
Yay! Yeah, so Zane and I met in 2012, I think it was. Yeah, definitely 2012. That's actually the exact same time I started my job, my current job. And I think even then we were talking about children and wanting children. And so I knew right away that it was going to be something we were going to pursue. Mm-hmm. And then we got married in 2015. Well, we had a ceremony in 2015, but it wasn't legal yet.
Right.
And then in 2018, we went back to New Orleans where we had our original ceremony. And our dear friend Jennifer accompanied us.
Yay.
And witnessed our legal nuptials. And my dear friend Michael married us and did a great job.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah. And we did on the roof of the Four Seasons, I think. Yeah. We just snuck in, took the elevator. Yeah. The 12 of us snuck into the hotel, took the elevator to the top floor. We're under some covered patio or deck or something like that.
Yeah.
Just rained.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very nice.
It was lovely.
Very pretty view, and you could hear everything, and we were all together, and then we went to eat at that bougie restaurant.
Very bougie.
And then a few people got a little schnockered.
Which ones?
I went,
Was it David?
Yeah, David.
Well, it's always David.
David.
David and...
Jason.
Oh, well, they were already schnockered before we even got to the restaurant, I would imagine, because they like to... They can drink.
Yes. And hopefully we'll have David on the podcast
Yes,
soon.
that would be very fun.
David is always fun when he gets a little tipsy.
But Amanda got a little tipsy, didn't she?
Not as tipsy as she did on the first round. Well, she had the kids with her this time.
Yeah, but remember we were walking down Bourbon Street, and she was having a good old time, feeling some type of way, so I was taking care of the oldest of the kids.
Yeah, Nicholas. Yep. Poor Amanda. She, at our first, the ceremony back in 2015, she was sick, and she was taking steroids to deal with whatever it was, and it did not agree with the alcohol, and so she was puking her brains out. Aww. And I had to get a rickshaw. Everybody else was like, I'll take her. I'm like, no, she's my friend. I'm gonna take her. So Zane and our friends walked back to the hotel, and I took Amanda on a rickshaw back to her hotel, which was on the opposite side of the French Quarter, and then walked the length of the French Quarter, which was nice because it gave me a chance to kind of sober up a little bit.
Right, and you're such a good friend to take her. That was very nice of you, especially on your wedding weekend or whatever days it was.
Yeah. Well, as much as I love people and I am a social creature, I always need breaks too, where I just need a little quiet time to kind of decompress a tad.
That makes sense.
Even when I'm around you and our other friends, I'll especially if it's a big crowd, I'll go I'm gonna go over here for a moment to decompress, even though I do love crowds.
And people.
Yep. And then a couple of years after. No, a year after we got married, had the ceremony, the first wedding where it wasn't legal, we decided to pursue adoption through the Alabama foster care system. Mm-hmm. And we talked about this before, that we didn't get certified as foster parents. We got certified as pre-adoption placement, I guess, foster parents. I'm not sure.
Because you technically foster before you adopt. But the TPR, the termination of parental rights, has already been done. Yeah. So you know that the kid isn't going to be snatched from you. Like a technical foster family.
Yeah.
You know, when you foster that way. But you have to foster before you can adopt. So that you can, you know, get to know the kid and the kid can get to know you and decide if y'all want to get adopted or not.
This is true.
I mean, because you both have a choice.
Yeah.
Except for Wesley. Wesley had no choice. I'm just kidding.
Well, he didn't because he was under the age of 13. So in Alabama, if they're under the age of 13, they don't have to consent to be adopted.
Yeah, but I still asked him. I didn't want to force him to be my kid.
You fool.
Well, he still decided, and then changed his mind, and then decided, and then changed his mind. You know, like a kid does.
Exactly.
It's probably why they have the age limit of 13, to be honest.
This is true. So we did we filled out the horrible amount of paperwork. We did the financial statement. We had to break down all our finances, and we had to go through the
questions.
Yeah, I don't remember the form's name, but it was awful. It was like 4 or 5 pages of like just all the conditions and diagnoses that kids in foster care can go through. So we went through, I think last episode we talked about how you were more concerned about like cruelty to animals.
Right.
That was one of ours too.
And fire was mine.
Yeah. We were more concerned though with sexual abuse. Not that not to victim blame. These kids are suffering trauma that they have no control over.
Right.
But it is common for children who have been sexually abused to act out sexually out. Sorry, the lines hit me. It is common for kids who have been sexually abused to act out sexually on other kids or make sexual advances towards adults.
Right. And with you being gay and having 2 dads, you didn't want them to make any false acquisitions to... No.
You got close.
Yeah, I did.
Accusations, I think is the word.
Accusations.
Yeah.
Words are hard. And then with Clea being in the house.
No, she wasn't at the house at the time because this was prior.
Was pre. Yeah, I feel like she's been here forever.
We the thing we were worried about was Zane's nieces and nephew.
Yeah.
Because at the time Zane's niece was 7, I think, or 6, something like that, and his nephew was 3 or 4. And so we had some friends that had kids, and we were very worried about, because they were very much part of our lives and we saw them on the regular. So we were worried about if we had a kid who acted out sexually, that was like, okay, we can never have sleepovers. We can't
leave them by themselves in a room and not have to watch them.
Especially without the kids. Yeah. So, it's terrible. And, it ate me up a bit to admit that, but at the same time, it's like when you do adopt out of the foster care system, you have to have pretty strong ideas of what you're willing to deal with.
Right, and what you can handle.
Yeah, and that was the kind of the red line for us, just because. And I think there was a few more, like with what you said when you were filling out yours, we didn't think we could handle like severe disabilities. We didn't have a house that was wheelchair compatible, and we didn't have. I didn't think we could handle like severe developmental delays or severe autism or anything like that. Mm-hmm. So,
or them dying.
Yeah,
having to take care of a kid that is going to die. Yeah, that's just. Whew.
Yeah, the people that do that are literally doing the Lord's work. So. We decided after we got through our paperwork when we did the classes, I think it was 10 weeks of classes. Is that right, Zane? Is it 10 weeks?
10 weeks.
Yeah. We attended 10 weeks of classes and a shit ton of role play. I was like, oh, pretend you're the kid. Oh, pretend you're the adult. Oh, pretend you're the parent who's abusing them or the social worker
who's taking them away.
Yeah. Oh, God, all the fucking role play.
Yeah.
Felt like it was an improv class. So we did that, and we got certified. Now, this is kind of where our story and your story kind of diverge.
Right.
Because when you got certified, almost immediately...
I got a kid.
Well, you got a NIBS. Yeah, a biography statement.
Yeah.
We were certified, I think it was midsummer is when we got certified. And it was October that we got our first, our first NIBS. And it was a little boy, I think he was about 10, if I remember correctly.
I remember him.
Yeah.
Aw.
Sweet kid, but very controlling. Like he told us everything we had to do, what we were going to do, and it's just exhausting.
You met him at Chuck E. Cheese, right?
Yes, we drove down to Montgomery, I think it was. We met his social worker, his adoption coordinator, I think is what that social worker is. So in Alabama, we've talked about this before, that at the county level, the kids have a social worker that makes sure that the foster parents are doing their job and that the kids are not dead. And then at the state level, there's an adoption coordinator that tries to get them adopted. And I can't remember the adoption coordinator's name, but yeah, it doesn't really matter. We met her in Montgomery, and she brought the boy with her. Mm-hmm. And she was like, oh, what about we made it, what was the name of the place? Chuck E. Cheese. Chuck E. Cheese, the cheese of the Chuckies.
Yeah.
That was a lot.
Well, I mean, Chuck E. Cheese by itself is a lot, but for you to meet a kid at Chuck E. Cheese, you can't anyway bond because the kid's running around, and if they're hyper, it's going to make them even more hyper.
Yeah.
That's probably not the best place to meet him. But
he
did learn right off that he would be a little too much for you to handle.
Yeah. No, we had a pretty good inkling. And so yeah, but we weren't 100% sure at the time. So we were like, okay, Zane had some reservations, but I was like, well, let's try.
Yeah.
Give it a whirl. So about a week later, the social worker asked if we wanted to do a weekend with him. Mm-hmm. So he came up and spent a weekend with us, and that was a lot.
Yeah.
He was very controlling and not control. He just was like, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. And we're like, no. We're doing this.
He wanted to run the show.
Yeah. And it got very, very tiring.
Mm-hmm.
But by the end of it, I was still willing to go forward with it. Because I'm like, well, this was a lot. And, he could, he'll calm down after a while. But that night, Zane told me, he's like, this is too much. I can't handle it. And I think ultimately it was the right choice.
Yeah.
But, that ride down there was awful. Because I was sitting in the back with the boy, and he and I were playing on my phone together. And then Zane and I switched places. Because it's about a 3-hour drive?
I'd say 3 hours.
Yeah, 3-hour drive to Montgomery. So about halfway down, we switch, and I drive. And I just start crying. And I'm trying to be quiet about it.
Right.
But I'm just bawling.
Ugly crying.
And I wasn't like loudly weeping. I don't know. Zane, could you tell that I was crying?
Yes.
No.
So clearly you were.
You weren't very vocal, but you were doing the shoulder shake.
Yeah. So I don't know if the kid noticed. He probably did. Because he kind of pulled away by the end of it. So I think he knew it was coming. But, whew, my gay ass little heart couldn't take that.
No.
But, so we declined to adopt him. And that was pretty heartbreaking.
Yeah.
And then, so that was September maybe? That was the early fall, I think, is when we met him and had him over. And then we didn't get any other matches.
Yeah, you had to keep asking for them. They kept sending them to me, and then you had to keep asking.
Yeah,
which was the craziest thing.
Well, I think it's because you're a woman,
and
frankly.
You're gay, but I mean, still, there's two parents in yours, and there's only one in mine. You would think 2 parents outrule 1.
Yeah, but I agree, but at the same time, I think
Oh, it's Alabama.
It's Alabama, and all gay men are pedophiles, apparently.
That's very, very true. You try to... Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, right after that, I started looking on adoptuskids.org. Mm-hmm. Because there's 2 main websites you can look at for adoption in Alabama. It's the Heart Gallery, which is kind of a generic listing of kids. It's like a little 1-paragraph blurb.
Yeah.
That's super not helpful.
No, but none of them are, because they're all fake.
Yeah. Well, they're just like, oh, he needs structure and needs a loving home.
And he likes to play basketball.
Yeah, and his favorite food is mac and cheese.
Right,
Like,
yeah. That doesn't help you in real life.
No. But there's another website called adoptuskids.org, and that one, you can register a profile, and if you have an accepted home study with either an adoption agency or with your local foster care system, they will give you slightly more updated information. At least in Alabama, a lot of states don't have that.
Right.
Like if you go on there and you have a profile, like I've looked at Georgia and Tennessee, and it's a lot of like, oh, this jurisdiction has privacy laws and yada yada yada.
Right.
But in Alabama, it was nice because they would give you some diagnoses like, oh, this kid's a bedwetter, cruelty to animals,
ADHD.
Yeah.
That's very, very common. And the majority of the kids that I've seen on there was ADHD.
Yes.
Like that was a given that all kids pretty much have that, which is just crazy that happens that way. But I noticed that a lot.
Yeah. Well, I think they told us that it's a result of the trauma.
Okay, that makes sense. And then also that oppositional defiant disorder that Wesley has, because he wasn't diagnosed as ADHD or oppositional defiant disorder until I got him diagnosed after I got him. And it was just the craziest thing that I had to go get him diagnosed, and that's what he had. So
yeah, and so just for our listeners at home, now this is I'm paraphrasing this poorly, I believe, but as far as I understand oppositional defiant disorder, it's like tantrums, but to an extreme.
That, and they just want to do the opposite of what you tell them to do.
Yes.
That's what I figured it out to be.
Yeah.
So if in your mind you're saying no, but then they say yes, like I gotta do this.
And it's an extreme case.
Yeah.
It's not like, no, I want to do this. Yeah. No. It's like, I'm going to do this, you fucking cunt.
Yep.
And they're 5 years old.
Yep.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
So, although Wesley never got that bad.
No.
No.
He got diagnosed with it, and he does. It's like I'm going to lie even though you just saw me do it is what I find it to be. And that could just be what most kids do, but with him, it's just the extreme. Like, you physically watch him do something, and he's like, I didn't do it.
Yeah.
Dude, I just watched you. Yeah, you did do it.
Yeah.
So that's how I feel it is in that aspect of having that disorder. It's just he does not want to tell the truth.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so when I think of oppositional defiant disorder, I think of I am a mentor with Big Brothers Big Sisters, and hopefully later this season we will have the mother of my little on, Miss Gwen.
Yeah. She's
a spitfire of a lady, and I love her, and I don't know how the hell she's raised twins.
Yeah.
Especially they're just been a handful their entire lives. But she's told me that, Matt, especially when he was younger and had a tantrum, it was violent almost.
Yeah.
Like he would lay down on the ground and just scream and hit her or like punch holes in walls, even at the age of 7 or 8.
Right.
So that's when I think of oppositional defiant disorder. Where were we talking about again?
You were talking about the different things that kids can have.
Yes.
When you're
on the website.
Yeah, on the website and what we were doing. And
so they adopt U.S. kids.
Yeah, talking about adopt U.S. kids, and then you were talking about that little boy, and then now you were going on to the next kid that you saw.
Yeah. So one nice feature of Adopt U.S. Kids is you can actually filter based off how extreme their conditions are. So like if it's a developmental display, you can do mild, medium, moderate, severe.
Right.
So we had been searching for kids, and there was always a small list of kids that had not a lot of problems.
Right.
And so I'd done that search, and there was a boy up for adoption who was 17 years old. No, I think he was 16 at the time. At least he was listed on the website. His name was Justin. And he had this goofy grin. Mm-hmm. He's medium height, skinny black kid with a big old fro. Mm-hmm. And at the picture we have of him, at least, or from the website, had this one little orange. It looked like he'd dyed it or bleached it poorly. One orange spot in his hair. It was very silly. And I always remember his video from the Adopt US Kids because, you know, like as you said last time, it's very scripted and kind of stupid almost.
Reading books and washing dishes. Which I don't think he's washed a dish since he's been here.
That's not true. He actually will empty and load the dishwasher for us.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
I just never seen it.
yeah.
There you go.
But I still get tickled with this. He when in his video or whatever, he said that he's like, yeah, I like reading books like Shakespeare or something like that. And as soon as he moved in with us, I was like, you were lying, right? He's like, yeah. I was like, I kind of figured. I was like, I have never seen that child read for pleasure in my life. So, but anyway, so I think it was like early October. We went down to Opelika, Auburn area and met him because he was in a group home there. No, he was in foster care there. A real nice lady named... Oof, that's the wine. Yeah. This real nice lady down there was his foster mother. Real sweet lady. We picked him up. We hung out with him. Walked around Auburn campus, which was my husband's alma mater.
And he's an Alabama fan.
He's an Alabama... Well, he grew up in Tuscaloosa.
Right.
So...
Lies.
What do you mean, lies?
I'm an Auburn fan. You're talking about...
No, Justin,
Justin's
baby.
an Alabama fan.
Oh.
Our son, dear.
Yes.
Not you.
Oh, I'm
Yes.
sorry. I'm going to whiskey.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah,
Well,
so-
everybody's drunk in the house. so,
Apparently. Go get some of the kids, too. As we said, it's a guide to poor parenting.
Well, here you go. Give the kids whiskey. Put them to bed.
Yeah, hopefully they don't find the weed. Anyway, so we walked around Auburn campus. He seemed pretty calm. He is the quietest
Oh
person.
my God. You have to force a word out of that boy.
Yeah, you have been, like, he's been with us since 2017, and only in the last year and a half have you, Miss Jennifer, gotten of, like, somewhat conversation out of the child.
Yeah. Yeah. I usually have to force it out of him, but lately he's actually asking me things, which is just like, oh, yay, he's talking to me, you know? I'm not trying to be like his best friend or anything like that because that'd be weird. I'm 40 and he's 21, but, you know, just to get a...
You're trying to seduce our son?
Yes, very much so.
Blech.
No, yeah. No, thank you. He still lives at home with his parents. That is a big no-no. But yeah, he's a good kid.
Yeah.
Even though he's been through some stuff, you know.
He does not always make the wisest choices.
But he
and-
still has a mind of a 16-year-old, even
Yeah.
though he's 21, because the whole foster care system is just
it fucks
it's hard
them up.
on them. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. It kind of like when the moment they enter foster care is like that's where they stay for a good little chunk. So we got him. He moved in with us finally. So he did the weekend, and then like 2 days after he came up for the weekend, the social was like, "So, do you want him to move in?" And we're like, I guess. So he moved in a week. We met him one weekend. He came up the next weekend. Moved in the weekend after that.
Yeah, very, very quickly how this all works.
Now, I will say one advantage of adopting a 17-year-old. Well, he was 17 at the time. They do not have to have a lot of supervision.
That's true.
You don't have to make sure they brush their teeth and go to bed on time. Well, the going to bed on time, yes, sort of. But the biggest thing we had was making sure he didn't drop out of school.
Right.
Because I think it was in Alabama, you had to be 17 to withdraw yourself formally.
Yeah.
And he was ready to. He was so sick of the BS.
Well, having to move from school to school to school to school is not fun anyways. And then you're behind because each school does a different type of curriculum, that goes from one school to another. So when he got to Huntsville, it's like, do I even know what they're talking about?
Well, and I mean, I do not mean to speak ill of social workers because I have much respect for them, but his social worker was not my favorite.
Oh, yeah.
And she had jumped him around quite a bit and really screwed him over and his sister.
Yeah.
And so he was behind and really pissed off at just the world. And I completely understand.
Right, me too.
And when we got him, we were like, hey, if you want to withdraw, we understand. Would you give it at least 1 month?
Yep.
At school, at the school we were zoned for. So he's like, okay. So he went, he did his 1 month, and that was mid-October. And he stayed that whole academic year.
Yep.
I was very proud of him for that. He failed, I think, a class or two. I can't remember. And he did ultimately withdraw in the next year. But he made it further than I thought he would have.
And that he wanted to when he first got here. So,
Yeah.
you guys were somewhat good influence to try to make him try to stay.
Somewhat.
You can't make a kid, especially when he's 17 and
Yeah.
he just came into your life, do pretty much anything. So
Yeah.
for you to be able to get him to finish at least a year I commend you on that.
We tried. But so and I think it was that Christmas we met. He introduced us to his sister. The Christmas after he moved in with us. We hadn't quite adopted him, but he's like, hey, can we stop by Coleman? Because my sister is in a group home there with her daughter, Kalia. And his sister's name was Kishondalin. We call her Kiki. So that Christmas, my mother came into town. We went to Atlanta, and on the way back, I think. No, we went to Texas for Thanksgiving, and it was on the way back from Thanksgiving that we stopped by Coleman and met Kiki and Kalia. And I think she was 4 or 5. She was 4 at the time, and I still remember this because we were sitting around in the kitchen of their group home, and Justin and Kiki were visiting, and I had Kalia on my knee, and I was bouncing her while she was playing. Like, I had this game on my phone that I play. And I was bouncing her on my knee, and she just turned around, looked at me, and she's like, could you please stop? It's like, yes, ma'am, I'll stop that, sorry. So after that, we adopted Justin in March. No. Yeah, it was March. It was March, like, 15th or 18th or something like that, or mid-March.
It's not on your anniversary date, was it?
It was close, though.
Right.
And then his birthday was literally the end of the month. So it was like, we got him right before he turned 18. And frankly, I'm kind of glad it happened that way, just because if we had adopted him afterwards, we would have missed out on that tax credit.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to say it, but it's like, that's true. A lot of money.
Yeah, that's true.
So, especially all the money he's cost us, but whatever.
It's for later episodes.
This is true. The mini stories.
The craziest thing about the state of Alabama, though, in this situation was that as soon as you adopted Justin, Kiki was no longer his sister.
Yes.
And that was just really hard for him, I think.
Well,
because his niece wasn't his niece and his sister wasn't his sister per the state of Alabama.
But we didn't find that till later, though.
Yeah.
So we that's the summer after we adopted Justin. We were helped. Kiki aged out of foster care. And because she aged out of foster care, she wasn't financially stable yet. So they're like, well, we're not going to give you custody of Kalia until you're stable and have stable housing. And so they moved Kalia for some god-awful reason from Coleman, where Kiki was, to Tuscaloosa, which is 2.5 hours away, basically.
Right.
And so Kalia's like, well, I'll get stable. I got an apartment.
You mean Kiki?
Yeah, God bless. Wine.
It's the wine.
And too many Ks.
There are a lot of Ks.
There are a lot. So they moved Kalia to Tuscaloosa, which is about 2.5 hours away. And Kishana was like, well, I'll just get stable. I'll get an apartment. Because she had a job at McDonald's for a couple of years, and she was doing pretty good. I mean, she wasn't making a lot of money, but she was stable.
Right.
And then she got a letter. So she was just about to move into her apartment that she had under her name. And she got a letter from DHR saying, we're going to start the process to terminate your parental rights. And I was like, oh, I don't know how to stop this.
Right.
So my thought was, well, we adopted the uncle. Maybe we can get custody of the niece since we're family now.
Right.
And that's what you're talking about. That when I contacted this awful social worker that I had,
So awful.
she was like, oh no, I talked to legal, and when you adopted Justin, you severed his legal relationship with his sister and niece. So they're no longer legally related to y'all.
Which is just crazy.
Which is ridiculous.
I mean, you're trying to get these kids into good homes, and you're trying to keep the parents and the kids together. But she did everything in her power not to, for some reason. Moving the baby away, 2.5 hours away from her mom, and then how are you supposed to have a job and drive 2.5 hours to visit your kid?
Well, even the judge, like, when we started going to the court dates, because I was like, oh, no, this is not going to happen. So I started driving Kiki down to Tuscaloosa for court dates and whatnot. And the judge was like, you need to arrange transportation for Kiki down to Tuscaloosa to see her baby. Because, like, the social worker moved Kalia and then didn't, like, Kiki didn't have a car.
Right.
And they're like, well, you're not making an effort to see your baby, so we're going to terminate parental rights. And it's just like, okay, you moved her 2.5 hours away, and then you don't give her any support to go see her. You make it super inconvenient.
Right.
And then the judge actually slapped the social worker down and said, no, you need to do this. So then she started, like, arranging transportation. But Kiki worked at McDonald's and had, not
Weird
the
hours.
Weird hours. And, like, it's not easy to just take off time and go see my baby girl whenever you want me to.
Right.
Especially when you move her 2.5 hours away.
Right.
So it seemed like it was going pretty good. Like she was going to be okay. But I was like, I asked Kiki, Kishanam, I was like, to make sure this doesn't happen, do you want me to go ahead and adopt you? Because if I adopt you, then I am your legal father. Kalia is my legal granddaughter.
Right.
And so she will have a family to go to.
Right.
So she agreed. So we approached the lawyer that I went through for Justin and that you went through for Wesley.
Passed away the day before our adoption. Which is crazy.
So we adopted Kishanlin, or I adopted Kishanlin.
Tell them about how Alabama is
Oh.
when you try to adopt Kiki in Alabama.
Thank you. Forgot about that. So
we would be married to get Kiki.
So I went to the lawyer that we adopted Justin through, and she filed a petition, and then the law clerk for the judge, or the judge himself, kicked it back and said he highlighted the law that said to adopt an adult in Alabama, because she was 21 at the time, and so an adult, you had to be biologically related to them by some degree of separation, so like a cousin, an uncle, something like that, or you had to be a step parent. So, like, if, like, the mother had died, or that kind of thing.
Right.
Or there was or a heterosexual couple.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd have to get married for you to adopt Kiki in Alabama, which is the craziest thing ever. You're married to a man, doesn't matter.
Yep.
But they don't like it.
Yep. So we could not adopt Kiki as a gay married couple. So for a while there, I was like, fuck. What do I do? There's nothing to do. And for some reason, it just popped in my head. I'm like, I wonder if other states have residency requirements. Because we're pretty close. Like in Huntsville, we're about, say, like 45 minutes, 30 minutes to the Tennessee border.
Yeah, not far at all.
Yeah. So my thought was, well, what if Tennessee has like no residency requirements? What if I could just adopt her up there?
Right.
So I looked, and Mississippi, Tennessee, and Georgia all have 6-month residency requirements to adopt a person or a child in those states.
Right.
But Florida didn't. So I contacted a lawyer in Destin, which is
6 hours away.
About 6 hours
like
away.
that.
And
A good bit of a drive.
yes. It was not a fun drive.
No.
But I contacted a lawyer and I said, hey, here's the situation. Can I adopt this young lady? She, I have her brother is my son. Mm-hmm. And they were like, sure, that's fine.
Come on down.
Yeah, come on down. And he's like, just to be sure, I don't think the judge is going to have any problems, but go ahead and get a P.O. box, would you? I'm like, okay. So I drove down to Destin, which is, I took the day off, drove down there all by myself, got a P.O. box, drove back. That's all I did.
12 hours.
Well, I got the P.O. box and I dropped off the $2,500 check.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Because in Alabama, like, they give you not a stipend, but it's like a grant or something.
Yeah, they
So-
kind of pay $1,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, to it.
So if you adopt out of the foster care system, they'll give the lawyer $1,000 to cover the costs, and then you have to make up the rest.
But our lawyer for Wesley and for Justin was really nice, and she just took $1,000 because she liked to do the adoptions because she felt like that was her
Calling, I think.
goodwill, because she did a lot of divorces, I think is what she was telling me. Like, she hated to do the bad things, so she was like, I'm going to do adoptions to make me feel better. That's kind of how she put it to me.
Oh, okay. I didn't.
So that's why she just did the $1,000, just because she was like, I'm getting paid and I'm doing something nice.
Okay. I did not realize that part.
Yeah. When we went to her office with her puppy.
Oh, that
was it
dog
Princess
was...
is her name or something like that?
I thought it was
It an adorable
Duchess.
dog. Oh, yeah, Duchess.
Yeah.
Yeah, such an adorable dog.
And soft.
Yes.
God, that dog
Wesley
was
loved
soft.
her.
Yeah. Every time we came in, she would, like, jump at the gate, and we would, like... I was like, can we let her out?
Yeah. It's a very hyper dog, but so lovely.
Yeah, and she would get in the chair and just lick you and just love on you. It was so sweet.
Yeah.
So, for our listeners at home, my husband is miming that we need to focus, and I am permanently giving him the bird.
Yes. It's our podcast.
Ooh, and I don't know what he's doing. He's pretending you're not going to fist.
Yeah.
He's pretending to fist me later, but I'm like, no. Mama's clamshell's a little tight.
I haven't had no wine for that.
Oh, Mama's drunk. Anyway, so the lawyer in Destin, he got the paperwork pushed through. Me, Justin, and Kiki drove down to Destin. I was kind of surprised Justin wanted to do it because he's so, like...
Nonchalant about things.
Well, not only that, it's like, if it's any inconvenience for him, he does not want to do it.
But I think he really wanted Kalia here.
Yeah.
He did. I mean, he might, like, take it back now because she's here 24/7, but I feel like he really wanted her here.
Yeah. No, I agree. She was the whole impetus for doing this.
Right.
Like, if he didn't have a closer relationship with her, I don't know that I would have done as much. I mean, I hate to say it, but, like, if they hadn't been as close, I probably wouldn't have tried as hard.
Well, you probably wouldn't have known
That's
about
true.
her, and, because he has, like, 8 other brothers and sisters or something like that. So, with Kiki, they had a special bond.
Yeah.
And they did get to kind of grow up together. And so Kalia was part of all of that. And, I really can't see Kalia not being in our lives. So
No.
I'm really glad that he did have an affinity towards Kiki for us, or for you, sorry, to get Kalia, because I love baby girl.
Yeah. She's a loud-ass little girl, but
Hoot.
she is my sweetheart. So Kiki and Justin and I drove down to Destin. We met with the judge, and we adopted Kiki. And it was very sweet, and I was mildly horrified because we were at the beach, and she was like, "Well, I'll get some souvenirs," and she spent like $150
Oh my
on like
gosh.
crap, and I was just like, "I'm your father. I should say something," but I'm like, I just adopted
But I
you,
just
so I don't
adopted
really,
you.
I don't really have the right to.
Can I discipline you already when we just got adopted?
And I'm like, no, don't spend that money. Because she was making like $10 an hour. I'm like, Jesus Christ, girl, don't spend that kind of money. But whatever.
Yeah. I mean,
And-
she is responsible.
Yeah.
And I mean, she does take good care.
Yeah.
And
She
gets her bills paid and somewhat,
Yeah.
She tries.
Yeah.
That's the main thing.
the struggle is real with her, but she's doing the best she can. And
Yes.
I fully respect everything she's doing.
Definitely.
But after we adopted her, I think that was in March that we adopted her. The adoption went through. March, April, somewhere in there.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had actually inquired on another kid.
Right.
Because I was like, oh, we adopted her, and, it seemed like her the termination of parental rights was not going to happen.
Right.
Regardless of us adopting her, it just seemed like it was going well, and
Mm-hmm.
she was doing everything she needed to do. So I was like, we're fine. I'm going to go ahead and acquire another kid. So we had inquired on this kid. He seemed like a perfect match because he was from the biography statement. It seemed like he was gay, and he was 15. It was like perfect. It was a perfect match. And then come May, went down for her final court date, and the judge and Kiki's lawyer and Kalia's guardian ad litem, which is her representative, were like, "Oh, well, since you adopted Kiki, and we're still kind of unsure about since we're still kind of unsure about her, we're going to give you joint custody of Kalia to you and Kishanlin." And I was like, "Oh, okay. I'm not sure what that means." They're like, "Well, you two will share custody, but she has to be with you for so many months, and she has to come visit and keep a good relationship with her. And after that, it's whatever y'all want to do." So I was like, "Okay, that's fine." So she moved in early June. June, yeah. And then the day after she moved in, the boy that we had inquired on, his adoption coordinator was like, "Okay, y'all ready to go meet him?"
Ugh.
And Zane was like, "Jason, you need to tell her about this." And I was like, "Oh yeah, I guess we do need to tell her about," because I was so like going crazy. It was just a whirlwind. We just had
it happened so fast.
We had a 5-year-old move in,
right?
And I was just like, "Oh, it's fine." It wasn't fine. No. Having a 5-year-old move in with you is very traumatic, not only for the 5-year-old,
right?
But it is a huge disruption in your everything.
Yes, and then trying to put a brand new kid in amongst that disruption would not have worked. So
I called the social worker. She was not happy with me. And I'm like, I totally understand. Right. And it was like, I felt bad. And I was like, "Catherine, I'm so sorry." Because Catherine was the boys' adoption coordinator, and who was also the adoption coordinator for Justin. Luckily, she was amazing, and I love her to this day. And I feel so bad for just. I should have handled it better, but I felt so overwhelmed and kind of just.
There was no way for you to handle it better. Well, you got thrown in to all of that. You did the best you could, and that's all you can say.
You were generous,
and
I love you.
You have an awesome granddaughter and an awesome daughter and son. So there you go.
So in the process of not getting the 15-year-old gay boy, we have a granddaughter in 2019. Zane and I. Zane is 43 at the time, and I'm 42.
Yep.
So I am a 42-year-old grandfather. So that was a transition.
Yes. To go from having a 17-year-old or 18-year-old living in the house to having a 5-year-old living in the house. Yes. Definitely big adjustment. Yeah. That's you gotta brush your teeth, gotta take a shower, gotta go to bed, read a book, like all of that. Like Justin, you didn't have to do nothing, pretty much none of that with, but. And we moved houses. That's true. Yeah.
That 19 was a huge year for us because we got married in 19 is when we got married.
Yeah.
Because we went to New Orleans in March, got married. On the way back, a mutual friend of ours called me. I was like, "Hey, there's a house in my neighborhood." And Zane and I have been looking for a bigger house because our old house was tiny. It was great for us and maybe Justin, but it was getting small.
Right.
And so we got back. We were on our way back from New Orleans, and our mutual friend called and said, "Hey, there's this house for sale." So we get back from New Orleans, and this was late April, so close to the time of Kiki's court date and when I got custody.
Right.
So we check out the house. Love it.
It's an awesome house.
It's a big house. It was perfect. It was in a transitioning neighborhood, I would say. It's very close to one of the big universities here in town. And it's kind of like on the edge of some slightly sketchy areas.
Yeah.
But they're transitioning.
They are. And it's still a good house.
Yeah.
I mean,
and
you have really good neighbors.
Yeah.
And even though it is kind of a college area, you still have, you have the kids, but then you also have the older people too. So, and the people with kids. Yeah,
and we've been super fortunate with that. So my lovely husband is here. Get it close to the microphone, honey. I hear this luscious pour Oh, yeah, that thing peeing in my mouth.
My turn,
Not
my
again.
turn.
Oh,
My turn.
go.
What?
Yes, please. My
I
I
last
have some
pour.
more, so.
May I please have some more?
My love, could you kick off your sandals?
Thank you.
Because I think we're picking up in the microphone.
Flop, flop, flop,
Yeah,
flop,
flip, flip, flop, flop, flop.
Swish, swish, swish. Just don't hit me with it, Zane. You have to do that after the podcast.
Ooh, yeah, hit me too, Daddy. Granddad. Ooh, that really spiked the microphone. So 2019, ooh, one of the kids whom we told not to come out is coming out. And she's hopefully being quiet, so she is. So good girl.
Go with Granddad.
So we got her in 2019. Well, so we get married, we move, we get a 5-year-old.
Lots of stuff happening.
And then, as the most incredibly intelligent people, we start remodeling the house. Mm-hmm. So we tear up the kitchen and completely remodel the kitchen. And it is slightly hellscape. That was... I don't want to say it's the most stressful year of my life, but it was a lot to deal with.
The kitchen in the demo was fun for Jennifer.
Yes.
I enjoyed hitting the old cabinets and like doing all the demolition. That was a lot of fun and a huge
Stress relief?
yes, oh my gosh, so nice.
Because we got Kalia in late June, and then you got Wesley like very soon after that. And I had found a summer, because it was summer, and I found a summer program at a local historically black university church.
Well, yeah, it was a university and a church all together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oakwood University Church, I think is what it's called.
Uh-huh.
And they had this great summer program that
It was awesome.
Yeah, not super expensive either. I was amazed. And so I got Kalia into that. It was lovely. And then when you got Wesley, you got him in there too.
Yeah, because I only had a few weeks before school started, so nowhere was really taking kids when I tried. And then you told me about that place, and I'm like, okay, well, I'll try it. And they were like, yeah, bring him in. So I was like, okay, that's awesome. So they had like a basketball court right next to the classroom where they would stay, so they got to play basketball, and they had movie days. Bring your PJs to the summer camp, and they really, really enjoyed it, I think.
I wish they had done it this last summer, but like with COVID, it's been so crazy.
Yeah, it has.
But so we got her. She started kindergarten that fall. Wesley started second grade, if I remember correctly. And it's been, for the most part, Kalia's been loud.
Yes.
To say the one thing.
She takes out for her auntie.
Whatever. She has been a sweetheart. I adore her. She is very much like her mom. She is a sassy little bitch.
She is very much so. She is unique, that is for sure.
She is.
But I love her.
She brings out the best in Justin too. It is so cute seeing them interact.
Yeah.
Because Justin, like, he is a now 21-year-old, but over the course of the last couple of years, he's a young teenage black boy who desperately does not want to seem uncool and doesn't want to be embarrassed and has the pride of a lion. He's so proud.
Yeah.
And he's like, she just brings out the soft side of him. It is so cute seeing them interact.
And then even with Wesley too, when Wesley's over here and then they're all outside playing basketball, whatever it is, he is very good with the kids.
Yeah, he's such a sweetheart.
He is.
So we have been particularly blessed with our children. And Kishanalyn is a smart, hardworking girl.
She is.
I have been, she's had her job. She had her job at McDonald's for 3 years, I think. She actually became a manager by the time she left. And then some unfortunate circumstances happened, and she got a job with Subway pretty quickly after that.
Right. But then she had Ayana in the process of all of that.
Yes. So
Your newest granddaughter.
My newest beautiful granddaughter, who is
adorable.
Yeah, she'll have her first birthday in November, and precious as all get out.
Love her.
So I am a 2-time grandpa at 43, about to be 44. So it has been a whirlwind of parenthood.
But you wouldn't change it for anything.
I wouldn't. There's some things I would have changed about how I reacted to things. I wish I had handled. I when we got Justin, me, not Zane, because I think Zane had been left to his own devices would have done something different. But I should have insisted Justin take driver's ed. And he's like, "Oh, I've done driving before," and he passed the driving test. So I was like, he's fine."
Right.
And then we were like, "You can take the car to 2 hours away."
Yeah.
But-
Well, so before you tell the story of what happened at that, let's talk about what we're eating.
Ooh,
it's snack
time.
Yeah, so we are having a lovely, I'll let you tell what it is because I forgot.
So I had planned to make these great Brazilian like cheese rolls. I don't know. I found a recipe. It just I didn't have time. Like we were trying to cram 2 podcast episodes in one day. So I was like just ran out of time. But we're keeping it low key, low class.
Yes.
And we're doing some Laughing Cow spreadable cheese on some saltine crackers. Oh, and they are delicious. Have you had the garlic one yet?
Yes, that's what I was eating earlier, and then I was trying to talk with it in my mouth, but it's very, as Jason's making noises into the microphone.
Let me chew like a cow.
Yeah, it's very crazy. So that's our snack time, is the Laughing Cow on the saltines. We're fancy in this house.
We are.
But I know you were going somewhere, so I know it's story time. And you have a
Story
great story
time.
time about Justin and cars.
Oh,
so
Jesus.
please tell us about this.
Practically all my story times are going to be about Justin and his idiotic car behavior.
Very much, yeah. He has had a lot of problems with cars and him.
Yeah.
3.
Yeah. So tell us what your first story is about Justin and his car.
Oh, Lord. All right. So, like I said earlier, I wish we had forced Justin to take driver's ed.
Yep.
Or some sort of driving course, because he had swore up and down, and I was like, well, he seemed to be okay, and whenever we drove with him, he was fine. Little did I, like you said earlier, or like you said on the last podcast episode, that you are the strict one, I am the loosey-goosey one. So he had his license maybe 4 or 5 months. And we wanted to make sure he maintained his friendships down in Pell City, where his last...
Group home was,
yeah,
right?
when he was in foster care, the last placement was a group home, and he had several friends there. We wanted to make sure he maintained them, because, it's a big shock to the system to lose everything.
Right.
all in one
Again.
go. Yeah.
Yeah, again and again and again. So you were trying to keep it somewhat normal for him with his friends down there.
And we actually went down there a couple of times with him and
Right.
met them, and everyone was really nice, and we wanted to make sure he maintained those friendships. So was it summer? When did you graduate, Zane?
May.
So
May of 18.
So during this time, Zane was in nursing school. He had a pretty not long, but a good stretch as an IT professional.
Right.
He already had a bachelor's, and he was like, I want to go get my nursing degree.
I got a new calling.
I got a new calling.
Right.
And I was very supportive. I'm like, okay, cool. So it gets close to Zane's graduation, and Justin, I was like, do you want to go to Zane's graduation? Should have made him.
Yeah. Should have.
Well, he did attend, so there was 2 graduation ceremonies. One was in the College of Nursing, and he did attend that one.
Okay.
So that's why I kind of felt like he didn't have to attend the big one.
The one at the BBC.
Yeah, the one that you and I went to
Right.
and attended. So I was like, okay, you went to one of them. Even Zane, I think, felt fine. He's like, okay, he went to one. That's cool.
Right.
He did his familial obligation.
Right. I mean,
Yeah.
you can only ask a 18-year-old to do so much.
Yeah.
Or a 19-year-old.
Yeah, something
Whatever
like
age
that.
he
Yeah.
is.
So it gets closer to the big graduation with all the colleges of University of Alabama in Huntsville. And Justin asked if he can borrow the car. And we had let him do it before. He'd borrowed the car and gone down to Pell City. No problem.
Right.
So we're like, okay, yes, you may borrow the car, spend the night, and then come back. Probably not our finest choice, but
Well, Hindsight 2020.
Hindsight 2020. And I think a lot of it too is like I base the decisions on like how I was parented, and admittedly my parents are. If you think I'm loosey goosey, my mother's like, no, just go do it. It's fine. Man, you want to try that crack? Go ahead. Whatever. Here's the gun.
Go run in traffic. You're fine.
Here's the gun. Go play in the truck in the cars. Excuse me, audience. I'm eating my lovely saltines with laughing cow.
And drinking his wine. Just what you need is more wine.
Yes. This podcast here is brought to you by Laughing Cow Cheese. Smooth and spreadable.
You are too silly. So Justin has a car. He's going to Pell City.
So Justin has the car in Pell City, which is about 2 hours away, Ish.
Yeah.
And
we'll say that.
my dearest friend Jennifer and I are having Subway, I think.
Nope.
No, we were having a sandwich.
We were at Jimmy John's.
Jimmy John's, that's it.
Yeah, because it's real close to the BBC.
Yep. So we were downtown at Jimmy John's having a sandwich, waiting for Zane's graduation to start. Because it was like 2-ish, I think, something like that.
I don't remember times, but yeah.
It was lunchtime.
Yeah.
So we go down, we're having lunch, and I get a call from Justin. And I'm like, what's up, buddy? What's up there, pumpkin?
Yeah.
I had a car accident. You did what? So apparently, I'm not entirely, I still don't really remember, but he had been either fucking around on his phone or fucking around with his friends.
Yeah.
Was tailgating someone. They broke on the freeway, I think. And he rear-ended them.
Right.
I don't think it was... Oh.
Let me just say, this is in Zane's car.
Yes.
Not your car.
Yeah.
Zane's car, who's about to graduate.
Yes.
Yes.
So Zane was incredibly sweet. No more.
Yeah. No more.
I learned my lesson.
Yeah. But
So-
he wrote... So the other car and Justin plowed into him pretty much.
Now, it wasn't a plow. He hit him and damaged the car in front of him. Okay. But it wasn't like the hood wasn't like bent up or anything. It was just like he hit him, but it wasn't like mangled all the pieces.
It was still drivable.
Yeah. So he gets the ticket for reckless driving, obviously. Right. And frankly, he said that his one of the parents from the group home took care of it. I don't know if that's true. My son might have a warrant out for his arrest in Pell City County or whatever city that is.
Yeah.
So he was like, can you just come get me? And I'm like, no. Zane's graduating. Get your hill home.
Yeah.
He's like, no, can you get me? I was like, is the car drivable? Yeah. Get your ass home.
Right.
So he drives home.
And we go to the graduation. Millions of pictures of Zane graduating.
Yes. And so that was his first of 3 car accidents.
And more to tell later on.
Oh, Jesus, that boy. So, so if you ever see my son driving on the road, get in a different lane or turn down a different street because your life in danger, girl. All right, Miss Jennifer, I think that concludes our second episode. Cheers. I hope our listening audience has enjoyed A Guide to Poor Parenting.
Yes.
We will see you next time.
Yay.